This is the Eldonzo and Dees show.
I'm Eldonzo.
I'm Dees.
And getting back into this, Dees, did you have anything you wanted to say real quick like you always do in the opener?
Oh, yeah. I'd like to take this time to remind you, thank you,
You're welcome.
to check us out on our socials. You can follow us on Twitter at EldonzoDees. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/EldonzoDees. And, of course, most importantly, go to our YouTube channel. That is at youtube.com/EldonzoDees. Like the videos, share the videos, and most important of all, subscribe and turn those notifications on and look at our bright, shiny faces.
See, there you go, right there. I'm smiling for the camera. Look, I got to see how good looking I am.
Unfortunately, your camera just froze as you have that stupid smile on your face.
No, that's a Gavin Newsom smile. I could be a politician with this smile, couldn't I, Dees? So if you want to see the smile, you got to go to where?
youtube.com/EldonzoDees.
There you go. Now, speaking of smiles, but this is a fake smile. Every time she smiles is fake. Karine Jean-Pierre, America's first black lesbian French press secretary, has made the news again today. It was just Wednesday. She just couldn't take the heat, so she got out of the kitchen, and John Kirby and Jared Bernstein had to finish answering the questions. I guess she just got a little worked up about this. So check this out. She was asked, how confident are you that there will be no evidence that incriminates President Biden in Hunter's business dealings? She, of course, changed the subject and went straight to Bidenomics. And then Steve Nelson from the New York Post, which I think New York Post is always on our side with this stuff. He went ahead and asked a question, and I'm just going to play the audio real quick. She literally just turns around and walks off. It doesn't end it. She just walks off, and then them two come on. Check this out. Roll clip.
And with that, folks,
Explain why the president interacted with so many of his son's foreign business associates. More than half of voters told CNN they believe the president was involved and he lied. You can't have a response to that, Kareem?
What's her response going to be? It's either going to be to lie or just admit that that's the truth.
Yeah.
At this point.
Now, to be fair, full disclosure, she was already walking off before he started to even ask the question.
When she absolutely was.
Yeah,
but she was dodging those questions initially.
For sure. She's been dodging them the whole time. And she probably knew that they were coming. But as soon as she said, and with that, folks, she closed her book, started walking off, and then dude shouted out his question as she was walking away. And, of course, she chose not to say anything and just kept going. Either way, she's been ducking that kind of stuff for a long time. And when she doesn't duck it, she just flat out either changes the subject or lies.
So I got something a little lighthearted for you. It's still politics, but it's lighthearted. And you know me, my girlfriend Lauren Boebert.
I had that as well.
Yeah, you did. That was one of the ones we synced up with. Mm. So she's, of course, Republican from Colorado. I guess
smoke show.
She's complete smoke show. I can't remember who it was that said she should do OnlyFans, but she would get a lot of money out of that. What do you think? Yeah. We got to talk about that gal running for Congress too that had that. I think it was the OnlyFans or was it Pornhub or something?
Chatterbait.
It was Chatterbait.
I had that. I was gonna put that on the old docket, but I wasn't sure if that's one we should cover.
I think we should cover it.
All right.
It's politics, isn't it?
Well,
we do a lot of politics. Yeah. Bring it up. She's hot. You talk about a smoke show.
Yeah, she's not bad.
Tell you what, if I was Democrat, I'd vote for her in a heartbeat. I tell you. All right, so Lauren Boebert got escorted out of a performance of Beetlejuice Sunday, the musical. I guess she caused a little bit of a disturbance. I guess she was laughing and I guess singing along with them.
Yeah, and they said they were vaping and, just basically being unruly, but, yeah.
So one of the ushers, according to this report, quote, said, they told me they would not leave. I told them that they need to leave the theater, and if they do not, they will be trespassing. The patrons said they would not leave. I told them I would be going to get Denver police. They said, go get them. Now, they got ushered out. I don't think they were drunk. They were just having a good time. Yeah. So Lauren Boebert, in all her heavenly goodness, responds with this tweet. She goes, it's true. I did thoroughly enjoy the amazing Beetlejuice at the Buell Theater, and I plead guilty to laughing and singing too loud. Everyone should go see it if you get the chance this week, and please let me know how it ends.
It's funny.
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it's a good way to handle it. But anyway, Drew Sexton, her campaign manager, also told the Post that Boebert denied vaping. though she did take a photo of the performance with her cell phone, claiming she did not know photos were not permitted. How can you be mad at that? We're looking at Lauren Boebert right now. Look at her, Dees. How can you be mad at her?
Yeah. Did you see the follow-up to that story?
I did not. What do we got?
They have identified this mystery man that she was with,
Mm.
and apparently she's been dating him for a couple of months now. If you don't know, she's filed for divorce from her husband of 18 years. But
Right.
This man that she was with is a Democrat, a Democratic bar owner who owns a bar in Aspen named Quinn Gallagher.
Well, I think he's probably getting sucked into being a Republican. What do you think?
Yeah, good choice of words there. Yeah, I would probably switch sides for a little bit of that myself.
Moving on. So we were talking about nuclear war earlier,
Well, that's
right?
a shift of gears.
What, do you got something better?
No.
Do you got that story about that Democrat?
Not offhand. I just thought it was funny.
Well, since we're talking about sexy stuff, pull that up. We were just
Let
talking
me
about
see if I
Lauren
can find
Boebert. I mean, I can save this whole NATO aircraft starting nuclear war thing because that's not very important right now, I guess, in society and the world today. If we want to talk about that, the clock's a ticking, Dees.
I don't remember what site it was on, to be honest.
You don't remember what's... You're killing us, man.
Well, that's what you get when you try and throw me into the fire like that without any kind of warning. You know,
Like Harry Nilsson said, jumping. Well, I thought it was a good idea. I mean, I did. And we haven't seen anything out of Marjorie Taylor Greene in a while either, have we?
no,
That's another smoke show right there.
No,
You don't think so?
nah. I mean, she's mid.
She's mid.
She's mid.
You know what? We used to have a saying in the shop in the place I worked at. A 5 on the streets, a 10 in the shop. Like if you get a gal to come to work there, they're always hotter because they're working in the environment. I don't know. It's just one of those
Where
things.
the hell
That's
is
probably
this
a
story?
pretty sexist thing to say, but yeah, I don't care. You know what? Hey, it's just that's how guys talk. It's kind of like Trump's remarks. The locker room talks type stuff. But if you're having trouble pulling that up, I could get into this Russian. I think it was a MiG firing on one of these British airplanes.
A Virginia
There we
Democratic
go.
candidate denounces report of sex videos. Samantha Gibson, who's running for a seat in the state's House of Delegates, called the report gutter politics. Well, that may be, but it doesn't make it any less true. She's running in a closely contested legislative election that denounced reports that she and her husband engaged in sex acts live streamed to an online platform in exchange for tips. Susanna, a nurse practitioner and a first-time candidate seeking seat in the Virginia's House of Delegates, shared the videos on a platform called Chatterbait. The videos, which were first reported by the Washington Post and then confirmed by the Associated Press, show Gibson urging viewers to provide tips in the form of Chatterbait tokens in exchange for her performance of specific sex acts with her husband. Videos were archived in 2022, although it's unclear when the live streams occurred. Who's the victim here?
Well, it certainly isn't him. I can tell you that because I've seen a picture of her. She's a smoke show.
Yep.
As Dees would say. That's Dees' words, not my words.
So, yeah, she's, trying to poo-poo it, but, the fact of the matter is they exist. And once they got released, I guess it was all over Twitter, although I did not see that particular news feed, so might have to
Now, look.
hit the search bar.
I'm not, so don't judge me. Don't judge El Donzo by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just going to be honest about this right now. We've got Barack Obama was the president of the United States, correct, Dees?
Was
Was the president.
Yes.
Yes, okay. And Barack Obama, now we've got these gay letters coming out. So obviously he was gay. We've got this stuff with this Larry Sinclair guy coming out. Pretty salacious things. Maybe they're correct, maybe they're not correct. We don't know. We weren't there. Thank God, because I'd have thrown up. And then we've got the stuff with Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, with how corrupt they are. And we're starting to peel back the layers of the onions of just how bad politicians are in America. So I got a question. Is it really that bad if she did porno with her husband? I mean, look at what I'm not standing up for her, okay? I'm not saying that, she's just an angel with a halo on her. I'm not saying you should or should not vote for her. But how is this making news?
Well, I mean, it's quote unquote scandal, and
Well, somebody's going to get wrapped up about this, but look at what we've had to deal with in our government for so long.
No, I agree, and I'm with you. I don't think this should be newsworthy at all. I don't care what somebody does in their, in the privacy of their own home or on the internet for thousands to see. As long as you do the job that you're doing well, who cares? It's 2023. Like, it's time we get over all these, stigmas and everything about sex and sex work.
Right. And I agree with this, but you can't say as well that you shouldn't be, I would say, ready to lose votes over it, because people can vote. They cannot vote. They can vote for you. They may not like it, whatever. Yeah. But you got to be ready for that. If you're going to take that kind of a risk.
Yes, that was that's what I was going to follow up with, is if, on the other side of the coin, if you do engage in these activities, don't be surprised when somebody exposes you, and you can't get mad because you put it out there. Whether you wanted to hide the fact that you were doing this or not. Look, this is, like I said, 2023, and everybody or anybody can find skeletons if they dig deep enough.
It's like that teacher out in Arizona that made the porno in her classroom with her husband and put it on OnlyFans. Yeah, and she's surprised she got fired. Yeah. What, were you stupid? Yep. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. That's my only point to it. Anyway, now, Dee's reminded me about this little nugget we're going to go over real quick. One of my and I think he's quickly becoming one of your favorites too, is Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana. I mean, this guy just mushroom stamps everybody in the room. I mean, whenever he gets a chance, he shows everybody what he's working with.
Yeah, he's pretty likable.
0 F's given, John Kennedy. And what was it? You said something one time about the way he said something. I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember.
Oh, but it was really good. It was really good. So anyway, all right. So check this out. So this week, Senate Judiciary Committee hearing was held on Tuesday to examine book bans and censorship in various U.S. states. So this guy from Illinois, this Giannoulias? Secretary of State Alexei Giannoulias from Illinois. Mm-hmm. All right, so he's pushing this thing, and he's pushing this measure that would block government funding to libraries that don't adhere to the American Library Association's Library Bill of Rights, which is a document that says certain reading material shall not be removed or restricted because of partisan or personal disapproval.
Basically, it's like an anti-book ban.
It's like, exactly, saying that you cannot ban any book that the library has, regardless of whether the parents, the taxpayers, want that in there or not. Now, look, if you listen to the left, they'll come up with a lot of these books that mention something about sex, and they say, well, this isn't too bad. But what Kennedy goes after here, and really gets the guy on, is pretty graphic. And it's so graphic that Deez and I reluctantly agreed that we will not be able to play this on the radio. Now, to keep the logistics of this simple, if you're listening to the Aldonzo and Deez show right now, and this we're going to play you a clip. If you go to YouTube, where do they go to YouTube at, Deez?
YouTube.com/EldonzoDeez.
/EldonzoDeez. You can hear the unedited version of this. So what we're going to have to do now is we're going to play this clip of John Kennedy reading this book. It's a little bit like we did in the cold open, but we had to stop it. We had to draw the line there, did we not, Deez?
Yeah, that was pretty much the only part of it that we could air on terrestrial radio.
So this is going to be pretty bad, but you got to go to Aldonzo and Deez on YouTube to get this. So if you're listening on the radio, what we're going to do is you're going to hear The Girl from Ipanema playing. It's going to be elevator music. So it's going to be about a minute and a half, so just go ahead, and if you got to go get some coffee, it's Saturday morning, go do what you got to do. This is not going to be pretty for the radio. The FCC will not like it, and like I said, we found no way that we could really play this. We thought about beeping it out, but then that doesn't get the point across.
It would just be a long beep.
It would just be one long beep. Yeah. So anyway, get ready, because you're about to hear The Girl from Ipanema, but if you go to YouTube, you're going to hear John Kennedy's whole spiel, and the way that he says this stuff, it's not the words, it's the way that John Kennedy says it. Am I not correct?
Yeah. Yes.
So once again,
it defies description.
It's uncomfortable, but it's funny as hell. So once again, You are going to hear the girl from Ipanema here in just a few seconds. And if you want to go to YouTube and see this, please do not watch this around children. This is the first time we've ever done a stunt like this, so we're going to see how it goes, right, Deez?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, here it is. We're going to pull this up, and what the hell, roll clip.
I got a new strap-on harness today.
Right out
I
of the
can't
gate.
wait to put it on you. I confess I'm a little confused, and I appreciate the argument or discussion that we've been having, but for me, it's a little too conceptual or
Oh, it
I
gets
don't
way
know,
worse.
metaphysical or theological or whatever you want to
know
call
what
it.
that
I
word
want to
is.
try to understand what you're asking us to do. Let's take two books that have been much discussed. The first one is called All Boys Aren't Blue.
I'm not laughing because our kids are reading this.
And I
I'm
will
laughing
quote
because
from
this is Kennedy.
I put some lube on and got him on his knees. And I began to slide into him from behind. I pulled out of him and kissed him while he masturbated. He asked me to turn over while he slipped a condom on himself. This was my ass, and I was struggling to imagine someone inside me.
They're all squirming while this is going on.
He
They're
got on
freaking out.
top and slowly inserted himself into me. It was the worst pain I think I have ever felt in my life. Eventually, I felt a mix of pleasure with the pain. Close
Gets worse.
quote. All boys aren't blue. The second is another much discussed book. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's called Genderqueer. Okay? Let me read an excerpt from that. Quote, I got a new strap-on harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. It will fit my favorite dildo perfectly. You're going to look so hot. I can't wait to have your cock in my mouth. I'm going to give you the blowjob of your life. Then I want you inside of me. End quote. Now, Mr. Secretary,
Could you imagine, like,
what are you asking us to do?
To let those books go. Now, look, I was laughing. And for those of you listening on the radio, what we're going to do is we're going to put it on our Facebook page and let everybody know the exact time to go to. Okay, or whereabouts. It's going to be in the this is going to be in the second segment, right, Deez? It's going to be just about halfway through. Probably more like a third.
Yeah, but again, the way I cut it up on YouTube is a little different. But you'll know it by the title. I'll make sure that
We will put the title on there.
Imagine you were one that liked to enjoy the phone sex business from time to time.
Yes.
And you get home and you sit down in your favorite chair and you prepare yourself and you dial the number, and
It's
that's
John Kennedy.
And that's what you hear.
John Kennedy has 0 F's given. All right, and that's what I like about him. So, but the point is, and we should be able to play this on the radio. And we can, I get it. But I'll tell you why. Because if they're putting that in our children's libraries for our children to hear, why in the hell can't we play that on the radio?
I mean, it's fair
if
logic.
children can go read it.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. How asinine is this? And I apologize, folks. We wanted to do that. We didn't want to do 2 segments, and one on YouTube and one out on the radio. And I'm not laughing because our children, you're fairly, I mean, in the world of conservatives, you're kind of I would say a left-leaning conservative is what I call you. You're not really an independent anymore, but you're kind of one of these open-minded guys.
Yeah.
Do you think kids should be, I know you don't have kids, but do you think kids should
Hell
be reading
no.
that stuff, that garbage?
No, they shouldn't.
And there's nothing funny about it. But what's funny is the way John Kennedy just makes people as uncomfortable as possible. Because this guy, Julianus, or whatever the heck his name is, did not want to be sitting through this. And you watch the video, the guy's uncomfortable. Because he knows he's been had.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's only 2 or 3 really, really bad books. It's more than that. But it doesn't matter. The point is, they're encouraging kids to get into this gay sex thing. What? They are literally trying to keep us from reproducing.
Sure seems that way.
When you think about how bad they're pushing this transgender deal and trying to make everybody gay, be gay, you're gay. Oh, what? You played with a Barbie doll? Well, guess what? Here's a pair of panties, and we're going to put you on puberty blockers and cut your dingling off.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like when I walked into the house here, the music that was playing.
Okay, you got to take it easy on me for that. We're not going to get into that right now. Speaking of this weird stuff, Dylan Mulvaney's back in the news.
Oh, jeez.
I know, right? Think, oh my God, I'm a girl. I've been a girl for 365 days at Bud Light. Dylan Mulvaney says it would be epic to star in a Super Bowl ad following the Bud Light backlash. This is from Fox News. We're going to read a little bit of the story to you, and then we're going to opine on it.
You better read quick.
Where are we at here?
10.
Oh, what?
Time flies when you're having fun.
It does.
Listening to phone sex with John Kennedy.
You brought up the phone sex of John Kennedy. I got to find that. I got to pull that up. Transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney, whose infamous partnership with Bud Light continues to haunt the brand months after causing widespread backlash, said it would be epic to star in a beer commercial ad for the Super Bowl. Earlier this year, it was revealed Bud Light sent a special can of beer, of course, to Dylan Mulvaney, and that backfired and caused a 30% drop in Anheuser-Busch sales. And I don't think that's coming back. Do you think it's coming back, Deez?
It doesn't look like it. I mean, if it does, it's going to be a little while.
But now that's not good enough. She was running for her life. He was going to go down to South America. But now he wants to be in a Super Bowl ad. Who the hell thinks the majority of America want to see Dylan Mulvaney? He was some kind of TikTok influencer, wasn't he?
That's, yeah, basically. Well, I mean, he was an actor. And
not a very good one. Did you see him on The Price is Right freaking out like he was a psychopath little girl?
No, I work for a living. I don't watch that.
Yeah, I don't either, but I saw clips. I read about it somewhere. I don't watch Weirdos on The Price is Right, but I did say in a Holiday Inn Express last night, Deez.
I gotta think there is absolutely no shot that's going to happen.
I would think not, because I'm going to tell you something right now. They would lose a lot of viewers for the Super Bowl, would they not?
Yeah, the NFL has to basically approve anything that goes with that, and I just, after what happened with Bud Light, can't see it happening.
No, because Bud Light's not going to recoup from this. Hey, we're the monkeys. No, we're not. We're all Donzo and Deez. I'm El Donzo.
I'm Deez.
And this is the last segment, baby. We're going to be closing out with some good stories for you. Oh, they're teaching us a lot of new things in here, Mama. You don't worry about it none. Okay. So, we got to talk about the party yacht.
Yeah.
All right, we both had this one pulled up. So, if you'll remember last week, we talked about this guy named Scott Burke, who was a retired, I think it was a surgeon?
Yeah, retired doctor.
69 years old, looks like a pretty decent guy, pretty upstanding guy. Obviously had lots of money, did a lot of things for himself, a lot of good things. Helped out a lot of people, did a bunch of pro bono work, was just a good guy all the way around. Well, he got busted in Nantucket Harbor about a week and a half ago with guns and drugs and prostitutes and all this stuff. And we're looking at the guy and we're looking at his background. Go, what could spur this guy to do? He's a retired guy. A big humanitarian, liked to help people out, had a family. Well, it turns out, and this is even takes more fault away from him, and it's like, yeah, I don't blame the guy. You know, probably had, he's a physician, so probably not doing a lot of drugs himself. Obviously had the cocaine for the gals that were on board, would be my guess. Deez, what do you think?
Well, I would have thought that until I read how much cocaine he had.
It was quite a bit, wasn't it?
43 grams.
Well, you know what?
Now, if you're not versed in the world of cocaine, 43 grams is a lot of cocaine.
It's not a small amount of cocaine, okay,
no.
As they say in Great Britain, cocaine.
The 8-ball that people may know and or love is only 3.5 grams. I read that somewhere, but anyway.
So, to me, okay, and I'm not condoning drug use or prostitutes or gun running or anything, but the guns was a pretty small thing with that. Anyway, he's got stage 4 terminal cancer. I don't think he's expected to live more than 6 months. This guy was going out with a
Well, he had 43
bang.
grams of cocaine, 14 grams of ketamine. I don't think he wanted to stick around a whole lot
I don't think he
longer.
did either. So I hope they don't even throw him in jail. I mean, and that's what his lawyer's arguing for, is don't even throw him in jail. But this guy was going out with a bang. The guy's going to die. Look, I'm not condoning his actions, but I'm saying, look, you go out with your boots on. If you can go out, surrounded by 3 beautiful $10,000 a day prostitutes, stoned to the bejesus,
I can't
blame you.
I like how the original story said that he had a trove of guns. He had 2. He had a 380 and a 9mm.
It wasn't a trove, and his stuff was expired. I mean, if you're going to be dead in 6 months, why deal with it? And what are they going to do to him?
Right.
We're going to throw you in jail for the rest of your life. What, the whole 6 months? I had a good time while I was on that yacht.
I bet he
Do
did.
your worst.
But if he remembers it.
Death is coming and knocking. Okay, Deez, what do you got?
Have you seen the story about the man that tried to get from Florida to London?
Oh, yeah. Was that the paddle? The inflatable thing?
Basically, he created this cage and a bubble inside of it with buoys and little paddles. His plan was to basically, this is self-propelled, so he was going to run across the water from Florida to London.
The guy's nuts.
And they caught him 70 miles out, and the Coast Guard got there, and he refused to board their ship. So then they just kind of tagged along with him for a couple days, and then he threatened them with a knife, and then threatened to kill himself, and then said he had a bomb on board. And this is like the 4th time they've caught him trying to do this. Usually he's only, right off the shoreline, but he was 70 miles off the coast of Georgia.
You got to want it.
Him.
Why didn't you just hop a plane? I know the guy said he wanted to do it for charity, I think, or raise money for something, but
how? How's he going to make money?
What if a shark bites that thing?
Did you know about this little trip?
Did I?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. So
how do you
where
know?
the hell are these donations going to come from?
They're not coming from me. The guy's out of his mind, dude.
Meanwhile, the cost for the Coast Guard to go out and get him was like $150,000.
Let him go.
Right.
Let him go.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look, hey, more power to you. You want to walk your ass across water from Florida to London? Best of luck to you.
He can't have that much food in there.
No, he's an Iranian immigrant. And if you read the story,
bomb, Iran.
You read the story on NPR, and they have just a couple of quotes from him that I thought was funny. One of them was, "Dream no coming after you. You must follow your dream." And he said, "Were you on a bigger vessel, or is this all you have?" "This all I have."
Well, you know what? They should just let him go.
Yeah, like, look, this is play stupid games, win stupid prizes, but unfortunately, they didn't let him win his stupid prize, because if they would have just let him go, guess what? He's going to die. And guess what? Nobody else is going to try that.
I don't think anybody's dumb enough to try that. He's going to walk in a bubble from Florida to England?
Right.
Yeah, it's stupid. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. They should let him win his prize on that one.
Yeah. Now, for my sports fans there, you may have followed the big story. Aaron Rodgers got traded from the Green Bay Packers to the New York Jets.
Yeah.
And, of course, if you are a football fan, you know that on the 3rd play from scrimmage, he got sacked and ruptured his Achilles tendon. Season is over. He has come out and said that he is going to return, so props to him. The only thing that sucks is I had him on 2 of my fantasy teams. Talk about more about that on my Hanging with D show. Anyway, a bar in Milwaukee had a little promotion going on that if the Jets lose, you drink for free. So this place is packed, of course, with Packer fans watching the Jets.
Packed with Packer fans.
Yes.
Nice packing.
You like that?
I like
it.
And
so they're all there. They're drinking, and the Jets were expected to win that game. But then 3rd play, he gets hurt, carted off, doesn't look good. He's probably not going to come back. So guess what these Packer fans did?
What'd they do, Deez?
They started running up one hell of a bar tab.
Well, hey, when in Rome, they said it.
Yeah. But the problem is the Bills sucked that night, and the Jets managed to win, which basically stuck all these people with their tab.
Suckers.
So, again, nobody died, but play stupid games.
Win stupid prizes.
That's right.
You know, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
They have a saying. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Don't get cocky. Look what happened to the Democrats in 2016. Just saying.
California police arrest drunken horsemen for impaired riding. A Merced, California horseback rider was arrested and charged with driving under the influence after a California Highway Patrol spotted a person in the saddle with an open container.
Hey, hold my beer. Watch this.
Right.
This is the El Donzo and D show, baby. And we're going to get the hell out of here so you can enjoy your weekend and we can enjoy ours. Catch us next weekend on the Flips right here on Cities 92.9. El Donzo out.
See ya.